Good morning, good afternoon, whenever you listen to this or watch it on YouTube. I'm one of your hosts, Scott Oshman. Welcome to Always Off Brand. Joined today by Summer Jubileer. Summer.
Good morning. Good morning.
And Haley Brucker. Haley in the news.
Good morning. We're all three together today.
This is crazy.
I'm literally sick, and I was like, I'm joining because we have not been together in so long.
That's the commitment we're looking for, Jubileer. We gave you a new name, which I can't remember if it's a retread.
Oh, Bougelier?
Yeah,
Bougelier. Oh, yeah.
I liked that. I was like, I just need to make more money so I can feel that way.
Bougelier, traveling the country, back East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, I have a lot of travel coming up, and I got sick from my recent travel. And my mother-in-law was like, "Did you wear your mask?" And I was like, "Nope."
Wear a mask.
I swear when I wear a mask on a plane, I do not get sick.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have had very good luck.
That's true. I'm all for that. I can't do it. It's just I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's not like it's COVID or flu. It's just a common cold.
Yes.
And I don't want it.
Yes.
Well, it's summertime. You're not supposed to be sick.
That's right.
No, but I mean, you wouldn't know it's summertime here where we live. Scott, I've been texting Scott like every day. I'm like, I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here.
I hated it there too. So I know exactly how you feel.
Haley,
wait a minute. We don't talk weather here. We don't talk.
What's up with the table behind you? That's new.
What do you mean?
The table has got a plant on it. That wasn't ever been there.
I have an L-shaped desk. I think my camera is just a different angle today, but I've always had this L-shaped desk.
This is
because normally I see the dogs playing right there. One time there was a dog peeing right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But no, I've always had an L-shaped desk.
Okay, you're gonna go look at the YouTube videos, and you're gonna see the desk has never been in the image ever.
Maybe you just never pay attention.
Not true.
We've had some stress before we hit record. Let's pull back the kimono.
Scott, your email.
My email was a train wreck. It was a disaster.
Can we also talk about the amount of typos that are in it?
Seriously, the little Google thing does all the Gmail thing.
Scott, I'm coming over.
It's so bad.
Good, come on over. It's a terrible email. I'm new to Gmail. I sound like 1,000. I'm gonna do it. I moved to the Gmail, and I don't know how it works.
What was that thing we were talking about the other day that we were like, look, you're just stuck and being stubborn in your ways? Was it really AI? Was it AI we were talking about that you refused?
That sounds right. Yeah, he always complains about AI
anymore. Apparently, I'm turning into my father, which who didn't see that coming.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we all haven't been together in a while. I feel like we have a lot to catch up on, but we also have some great guests. So do you want to chat?
Wow.
We do.
By the way, that's the other thing. Haley's just like, I got to go. Great seeing you guys, but I got to go.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all.
That was the shortest open, 3:47, the shortest open in the history of the show.
I'll remember this because
I was just asking where you wanted to go with this. Like,
I'll remember this because next Friday I'm off. So
I'm off next Friday.
Oh, great.
I have a horse show.
Well, why
that isn't my one of my horses might have asthma, except in horses they don't call it asthma, they call it heaves. And it's been so dry and hot here. It's like it's allergen driven. So because it's so hot and dry and dusty and just the air is gross right now, he has been having asthma attacks. And I don't know if you've ever seen a horse with an asthma attack, but it is like terrifying. And so I actually might have, when the vet calls me here in a little while, I might have to like turn my camera off and answer it. But we might not go to the show because if he can't breathe, then,
Do you make money at these shows? Are these like competitions?
No, you pay. You pay like thousands of dollars to go and have someone judge you.
Oh. Okay.
And it's like, and you have to take care of your own. Well, in my scenario, I take care of my own horses. The Bougeliers probably would have somebody do it for them. But
no, the Bougeliers would not put money towards that.
That's outsourced.
Maybe that's why you're bougie and I'm not.
100%.
I think the listener and watcher really wants to know, Haley, have you added do you have a seventh dog?
No. Haley.
No. No,
I was like, she needs an intervention.
no, I need somebody to come adopt some of the ones that I have now.
But you got them intentionally. You were of like right mind and right when you
You're
got them.
sound mind. That's
Sound
right.
mind. Yeah.
I mean, come on. Who in their right mind would have 6 dogs?
I don't know. I got 3, and I honestly,
I judge you all.
and you should.
My Roomba gets full every day. Like
Oh.
every day it runs, and every day it's full of dog hair. But my house is clean. It's a lot of work.
Last time he said this, a puppy walked in and peed on the floor.
Exactly. And I think
George
that's a
today,
great
so-
transition for our guest. We got to stop with the animals. No weather, no animals. I'm the one who brought it up. It's my fault.
Do you want to talk about how my kid just broke his wrist right before the World Cup?
Oh, that's right.
Playing
You went-
hockey?
No. Just playing
Oh.
soccer up at
Oh,
the
geez.
school. And broke
Wait,
his wrist.
are they still at school?
No, it was the school. They can just ride their bikes up to the school. The kids
Oh.
always congregate at the field, and they were playing soccer. And my other son came back to get me, and he's like, "Reese is hurt. He broke his wrist." The next day, we went to the World Cup, and I was like, "Are you sure you want to go, dude?" And he was like, "Yep." And we had the best time. It was really fun. But I just get reminded every 6 to 12 weeks that we need health insurance.
Oh,
Yeah.
the emergency room was like texting you, SMS texting, like, we haven't seen you in 3-4
Yeah.
weeks. So
Did you
where are
move?
you? Did you move?
I'm waiting for my wing at the hospital near us.
You should. The Bougelier wing.
Oh man.
You should. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have a serious guest. Like this is a serious situation. Okay.
I'm very impressed. When I
so-
was doing my research on our guests, I was like, this is cool. This is
so cool. Let's get the music going and bring him up to the YouTube stage. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the stage. He's the man, the myth, the legend, Collin Colburn. But listen to this title. He is Vice President, Commerce and Retail at the great IAB. Unbelievable. Retail Media, excuse me. Vice President, Commerce, Retail and Media, Retail Media, IAB. Collin, welcome to this, I don't know what it is this morning, but welcome.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm enjoying the banter and looking forward to taking part in it.
You have
Jump
horses?
in.
Do you have 17 dogs and 47 horses and some chickens?
I do not have that volume, that's for sure. I have one dog who's plenty in addition to the children who could be considered animals someday.
Yeah.
yes, 100%.
Yes. We have serious questions for a serious guest. I can't read them because my email was so jacked up. But for those not, I don't know. I was telling you before we hit record, like I have been an AIB guy. Like I remember downloading presentations like 10 years ago. They actually, in one of the presentations, the I'll never forget this. They were talking about how Amazon Retail Media and the full funnel at the day, but how they collapsed the funnel. And I shared that. I use that thing like so many times. But can you just quickly describe the IAB?
Yeah. So we are the Interactive Advertising Bureau. That is what IAB stands for. For those of you who have been around long enough, when we used to call this industry the interactive marketing or interactive advertising world. That is our name. We are the nonprofit organization that is the basically largest trade organization for the digital advertising industry, meaning that we have both a policy arm, so we work with legislators, Capitol Hill, on promoting good legislation for the advertising industry, and we also set standards and best practices and overall industry guidance for the industry to grow and grow responsibly. So that's kind of how I would put it. Ding.
Right, you got to want to grow responsibly because good luck. What a job. That's so tough right now.
Yeah, that sounds exhausting. And like, what a fight. What's one of the most recent laws or restrictions that you were able to put in place that is something that you feel very passionate about?
Well, Congress doesn't move much at all anymore.
Wait, hold on. That does get a bell.
But we do. We have worked. So we actually get to meet with legislators on an annual basis as an organization, and we just did that in June. And there's a big privacy bill that's been in the works for a long time, and we've put together a lot of testimony, a lot of we've basically written to Congress a lot about this bill and making sure that it both protects consumers and protects the advertising industry and its ability to grow. So that at the end of the day, we try to strike that balance, I think, pretty well, and I think we do it.
I mean, that's a huge focus at the brand I'm at. We constantly are having to make sure, like anytime we transition softwares, that the privacy of all of our customers is safe and secure. Amazon's constantly talking about clean rooms, which I had no idea what that meant. Like, all I'm getting is like flashbacks of like my mom screaming at me. But for those who don't know, Collin,
to clean your room.
Oh my God, yes, she would call me Miss Piggy. She thought it was so. I know. Talk about trauma.
Should we talk
about and Queen Bee? Because I was just like, it's clean. And now I look at my children and I'm like, God, I've turned in my mother.
Isn't it funny how that happens? The
I don't
older
know
you
if
get, the more
funny.
you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know about funny, but so Collin, can you describe for those listening kind of what around privacy? What is being protected for, because we're all consumers who are on the show and who are listening, and then also what clean rooms means for those who may not know.
Yeah. So on the privacy side of things, I think the big thing that we have advocated for is a multi-state privacy law. So as many of us know, there are many, I don't even know what the number is anymore. And full disclosure, I am not in the policy arm at the IAB, but I know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
There are many state privacy laws that exist out there. California being probably the most well-known, but then every other state, it feels like, in the country has put together their own privacy law. And it makes it really difficult for platforms, for brands, for everyone to navigate all these different laws. So we've been very vocal about, and we actually have worked heavily on this, on putting together a multi-state privacy law, one that kind of takes everything and ties it together in a bow across our very large and great country.
But that's just tricky wickets, like you said.
It is tricky.
Strike a balance seems. I don't even understand. I can't imagine the challenges
to get that many people to agree.
Well, that
and at the IAB, that's one of our superpowers. Is we, on the policy side, on our side of things with the industry, we're really the convener to get everyone to come to consensus. And it is by far the most challenging part of the job. A close second is keeping up with everything in the industry. But I would say even that does not exceed the difficulty of trying to get everyone to agree. And that's, in retail media, that has been a big challenge, getting everyone to agree on things like clean rooms. Like, why do clean rooms exist? At the end of the day, to me, we're actually working on work right now on data clean rooms within retail media. At the end of the day, a clean room exists to collaborate around data between two or more parties in a way that is privacy safe, so that the retailer in this world of retail media, the retailer isn't giving up any sensitive data about their customers, sensitive to the customer or sensitive to the retailer. Maybe it's data that they don't want other parties to have to fully extrapolate. And they'll bring their data to the table as well in the same way. That's, at the end of the day, that's really all it is. It's an ability to collaborate with data in a way that protects both consumer and the entity that owns that data.
So thank you for describing those for our listeners. You mentioned that things are changing quickly. So what could possibly be making that change happen so fast?
It's this, maybe it might be one of those acronyms that's out there. I was in Mexico about 2 months ago for IAB Mexico's Connecta event.
Oh my God. How did we get invited to that?
You gotta become friends with my friend Gabrielle down in Mexico, who leads IB Mexico. It was funny to me because obviously it was in Spanish most of the event, and the amount of times I heard inteligencia artificial was, and hearing it like that, it's like, oh, it sounds so much better.
It
than,
does.
So much classier, like such a bougie
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah, but I think obviously that is what's driving so much of the change, and it's change in commerce and retail. It's change that's not just consumer facing changes. I think that's the immediate thing we all go to. It's like, well, people are using LLMs to do more
Yeah.
of their browsing and discovery. It goes well beyond that, right? I mean, you see workflows starting to change in terms of how campaigns are being built,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
companies are measuring and getting through all the data. And then even, increasingly you hear retailers talking about, well, how can we use AI to do, sort of enterprise operations? So things like supply chain optimization or IT operations, store operations, like all the different parts of the retail engine that exist outside of media,
Mhm.
and how AI can be beneficial there.
But so retail media, again, it's actually still a baby in the big picture, is it not, Colin? I mean, it's not been around for 20 years.
No, it's been around for 10 years actually at this point. So
Okay.
when I was at Forrester 10 years ago, we stood up the retail media practice there because 10 years ago, Amazon became a $1 billion ad business.
Yes.
It's hard to believe.
10 years ago they did?
10 years.
Yeah.
Is it
Wow.
10 years or 5 years?
No, so you said 10.
Feels like it's 5, but
I think it was 10 years ago. Again, yes.
I could.
Because
Yeah.
I've been saying it's the road to 100 billion, which will put them in Meta and Google. Then they're a big deal. But there apparently are like 600 plus retail media platforms. Where are we today?
We're at $100 billion globally in retail media spend.
Wow.
And it's a heavily concentrated yet extremely it's unique. It's heavily concentrated amongst a few big players globally, but it's extremely fragmented because there are so many players.
Right.
And as it continues to grow, that's why we've evolved into this kind of, you hear the word commerce media, and so often I'm asked, what is commerce media? What the hell is
the
that?
difference?
And we talk about it as commerce media is really the umbrella that retail media lives under. It is the biggest category within that umbrella. But commerce media is sort of this broader phenomenon of companies who have first-party data, physical and digital assets that customers use. So websites, apps, stores, planes, maybe hotels. So you're seeing where I'm going.
Yeah.
And then this third piece, which is that they have proximity to the customer journey where media can be helpful in that journey to the customer. Those three things. And when you boil it down to that, I get the feedback all the time, like, well, anyone could become a commerce media network. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point. Because,
and everyone is.
Yeah.
They're trying. Yeah.
And I would argue that media in general is just being enabled by commerce signals increasingly. You see that in CTV, social, across the board. And so I think what you'll see is that we're going to be talking less about like sort of these channels or divisions of commerce media and CTV, and everything's just going to become commerce enabled. And then categorization goes away. Media within a retail world still exists. Media within a travel company maybe still exists. But I think these sort of like hard divisions that we've created for simplification purposes will eventually go away.
Is this gonna affect the publishing side, right? Because we have Trade Desk, Amazon's becoming one of the largest publishers of media across.
Walmart's trying to catch up.
Yep, exactly. So are we going to see this? Because the commerce media makes a ton of sense, right? I mean, it's finance, banking, everywhere you look, and we're all one clip away from buying something on our phones. You see it everywhere. I'm in my whatever. It doesn't matter what app I'm in. I'm being sold something. Summer loves being sold everything. She just wants more ads. I want less.
I do love ads. Well, I don't have time to go shop. So I'm like, oh, thanks. This is convenient.
Yeah, when it's convenient, when it's helpful, when it gives you a new idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the interesting things that that I think retailers are going through right now specifically is they're all being forced to make an intentional decision about what is media doing for our business. For some who are really, really well scaled, like the Amazons and the Walmarts, we're actually becoming more of a media business.
Yeah.
We're not leaving retail or e-commerce, but like media is becoming a big part of our overall ethos as an organization.
Right.
That is not going to be the case for most. It drives me crazy when people are like, retailers are becoming media companies. And I'm like, hell no, they're not. Because want to do that, nor should they do that. Because at the end of the day, the retail engine of consumer trust, loyalty, getting the products that I need on a daily, weekly basis, that is their lifeblood, and it should be their lifeblood. Media is just being woven into that to serve up, to Summer's point, helpfulness, being an aid in the journey with the customer, and getting products, getting brands in front of customers that are most likely to want to potentially purchase those products.
But let's be honest.
Show me. We all have an opinion.
We do. Hold on.
Am I being too gracious in saying it's helpful? Sometimes it is annoying.
It's the money. It's the highest margin of any retailer possible. This is why Prime Day is 4 days and will always be 4 days, is because they make so much money on the ad business. It pays for all the compute power.
Yeah, it's like a marketer event more than it is a consumer event at this point. But I listened to, shout out Lauren Levat Gilbert. I listened to an episode of Unpacking the Digital Shelf yesterday. It was featuring Sarah Levinger, who is a media strategist.
Sarah Levinger,
marketing strategist,
brands,
content strategist.
Yes,
not exactly. Sorry, what's her title? I don't want to get it wrong. She's a fabulous human.
She's a consumer marketing behaviorist. She uses psychology and marketing.
She released a survey recently. Basically, the same questions. She sent them out to a group of marketers and media buyers, and she sent it out to a group of consumers. Marketers have a completely different idea. Like what you said, we're being helpful. Here we are. Like, we're serving you the products that you need. But the consumer sentiment was, whoa, we don't believe you anymore. It's too saturated. There's too much. Like, we want, like, are you telling us the truth? Is this AI? There's so many different variables in there. And the consumer trust is sort of getting less and less because it's just everywhere they look, there is an ad.
But it's been that way.
I know, but it's more now, I think, especially with the intelligence of, like, I don't know, digital media as a whole and how it's evolved and how we can follow them around even closer with programmatic advertising and know their shopping journeys. We have more data now than we have ever.
Well, some do. I mean, to Colin's point, like, everyone's he says all these retailers are going to become, media armed. It's like, well, if you don't have all the 1P data, that's what makes Amazon so strong, is that they can create these audiences.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're trying to make money off the data too, just like Scott said. It's all about the money. Like, Macy's tried to launch a retail media network. Do you remember that? And they were like, what are you guys even doing?
That is a brand that will not die.
Why though? No, it needs to sync with JCPenney and Sears. Like, let the Buick die.
Can I defend Macy's? I think JCPenney is the one that just won't quite go away.
Why? Why won't it go away?
I don't know. But Macy's still has a retail media network. Their point is that, like, we used to go to HomeDepot.com and not be hit with ads. We used to go to Best Buy and not be hammered by ads.
But also, I watch Netflix and Peacock and I don't get ads because I pay to not have ads. Yeah. And if you think of, like, how much the American consumer used to sit in front of a TV, I mean, now it's on our iPhone, so now we get the ads there.
With it. And
the one medium where people say they don't mind advertising, the physical store.
Oh,
yeah.
And that's
you're
in
so
retail
close
media.
To the point of purchase.
Yeah, in retail media, that's the next area of focus.
And
this will be really interesting. And retailers are being super cautious and careful, which I think is a good thing because they're being intentional about where they weave in digital media in the store. there's already media in the store. The media's been in the store forever.
Yeah.
I tell this story all the time that my great-great-grandfather owned a convenience store in rural Western New York in late 1800s, early 1900s, and we have photos of it. And you can see, even on the outside of the store, there were ads,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it was just then it was just considered, well, you're just merchandising the store, like you're just showing off the product and stuff like that. But it's advertising.
Yeah.
And that is the area where people don't tend to mind the advertising.
Mhm.
And I think you're already starting to see it where retailers are starting to scale some of their digital capabilities in the physical brick and mortar because they know that it's contextually relevant.
Yeah.
It is actually helpful because the things that are on the end cap or the things that are in a physical
Yeah.
display or the signage that's telling you, hey, this thing is on sale this week.
In
That's
my
actually-
previous role, we created a partnership with Walmart and their digital dynamic price tags now that they're implementing within all of their brick and mortar stores. There's a QR code option now within that. And so we were driving that consumer who is standing in the store looking at our products on the shelf. We were driving them to the category page, not to the brand section on walmart.com, but we were driving them to this category page, which was peppered with advertising, which
Yeah.
had more information for the consumer so that they could educate themselves. But in a lot of scenarios, the data was telling us that they were choosing to purchase online versus in the store, but they're standing in the store. And, we had a digital end cap with the ad running and all the things. And it was a really interesting shopper experience to kind of track how they were, not shopper experience. Wow. For them, it was interesting. For me, it was, whoa, they're choosing to purchase online, but they're in the store. So, yeah.
I mean, let's be clear. We're out here in the Pacific Northwest where Costco is headquarters. There's a reason Costco, when you walk into a Costco, there's 700 screens.
TVs.
And guess
it's
what?
wild.
And I know because I was one of the guys worked for the manufacturer. They pay for that screen time. That is retail media for 20 years.
That's
right?
why Best Buy prides themselves on saying they've been in retail media for 20 years because they did that.
Well, then they
started
should be
that.
better at their retail media.
And as long as we're name dropping, I mean, Kiri Masters has done a tremendous amount of work of in-store retail media and talking about how, hey, everybody, and this is a myth, and I'm part of it, that retail media, it's just Amazon and Walmart, and mostly Amazon. But she points out, I mean, Best Buy has $1 billion. I don't know. They have a $900 million retail media business or something. A very substantial retail media business, right?
Yeah. I mean, and it's largely, I mean, they're an interesting one because they're in a category that's really interesting. And I think that's one of the things that's starting to evolve in retail media is that it's not just about, for a while, it was really just about, oh, we need to optimize within Amazon because that's where the consumer is. And I think marketers are taking a little bit more of a slightly more advanced approach, which is, well, which retailers are influencing the categories that I care most about?
Yeah.
And Best Buy happens to live in a category that is quite unique, right? People that are technology enthusiasts, we're like that's a niche, and it's a good niche, especially for some of those brands that are selling through there. And they offer, lots of different ways to be able to get in front of those consumers, whether it's through the website or more often through the physical brick and mortar.
All right, we're going to take a quick break because there's other great beefs within retail media about measurement, about is the LLMs going to basically crash it all down? I mean, there's so much more to get into. Collin Colburn from IAB when we come back.
I'm Jess Losky, co-founder of Midwest Barrel Company, and you are listening to Always Off Brand.
Okay, we're just getting started. We're just getting real into the nitty gritty. Let's talk measurement. Summer wants to talk measurement with you, Collin.
Measurement is such a sexy topic. Why not talk about it?
Really is. Hey, we have broken down CFOs, forecasting. We make everything fun here at the AOB.
Even logistics.
Summer's favorite. Go ahead. Measurement. Discuss.
Yeah. Well, what's going? I want to hear from you, Collin. Like, what are you seeing in terms of how they're is there like a standard that we're trying to get to with how we measure success or measure ads and their performance? Scott was talking earlier before we were recording about just some people say, well, I'm seeing X, Y, and Z, and others are like, no, that's not true. So would love to get your perspective, especially with like what having AI and the impact that also has.
Man, measurement, like I said, it has been the problem in retail media for its really 5 years of really being on the scene of the digital advertising industry. And I very contrary to the organization that I'm at and sort of where the industry has been talking, I'm here to say that retail media actually doesn't have a measurement problem.
Whoa, hold on.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
What the heck did you just say? Son of a biscuit chip.
Retail media does not have a measurement problem.
Oh, that's the clip. That is the clip, Collin. I watched 17 videos you've been on. I've never heard you say that.
No one ever says that.
Women just say things to feel better. It's okay.
And maybe it's kind of like self-denial, right?
Yeah. I'm good at that.
Like, I'm fine. We're good. Totally fine. It's the the guy sitting in his chair and the house is on fire sort of thing. It's all good. Yeah. What we actually have is a fragmentation problem, though, truly. We have retailers who have very different first-party data.
Yeah.
They have very different consumer experiences and journeys that they orchestrate. We have brands who have very different business objectives. And we have, and when it comes down to measurement, that means that there are different ways to attribute outcomes.
That's the key.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that we're giving retailers an excuse or a pass for sort of this varied and complex variable measurement sort of chaos that exists. Because if I'm a brand and I'm working with all these different retail media networks, I do get very different reporting from all of them. And trying to compare apples to apples is impossible. Yeah. The challenge is that that standard happen when it comes to identical reporting. We are not going to get identical reporting across different retailers. What we are going to get, and this is something we're working on next year, is we want to have standards on disclosure of measurement. So what I mean there is, you'll get ROAS from an individual from all the retailers. The problem is the way they're calculating ROAS is different from retailer to retailer. And what we think is a basic necessity that everyone should be able to do is disclose to the brands, how are we measuring that?
Yeah.
Because what a trend that is starting to emerge, and this emerged several years ago, but I think it's really coming to actually a precipice now, is that brands are coming, they're doing a BYOM approach, bring your own measurement approach.
Oh.
It's no longer I'm going to take all the reporting and just take it, and put it into a dashboard. I'm going to come with my own partners, providers, methodologies, data scientists.
Yeah.
And we want the data. We want the information that the retailers data provide us with, whether that is sales data, performance media data, exposure data, and we're going to run it through our own methodology.
I thought that was bring your own Molly or bring your own meth or something. I don't know. That was I didn't see.
You didn't see where we were going with that one.
You caught me off guard, Collin.
But I think in that world where you have brands, a lot of them coming and saying we need better clarity on the data, on how the sausage is being made when it comes to these reports.
Yeah.
You need that level of transparency in order for those models to run behind the scenes.
This is a core thing that I call attributions, bullshit, only because it's so hard to figure out exactly what the linear track was this, and this is why Amazon.
And it's not linear.
And it's not linear. And this is why people like Amazon, because they can point to it.
And I think this is a problem that's existed in our industry for 25 years.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Digital has given our entire industry a false sense of precision. We think that because we can track clicks, that we can attribute every single thing that happened in that journey
Yeah.
to an outcome. And marketing's just not that simple. It's not that it isn't, right?
Yeah, but that's why we have our jobs.
It is why we have our jobs. And I'm not saying that our jobs should go away, hopefully.
What I'm saying is, like, you have to take a human approach to it and not be, as you're saying, Collin, just like trusting of the data. And you have to see the different parts and put them together and make your own educated opinion on it. And like, what, where should we invest our next dollar? And yes, Amazon DSP is always going to show that you're getting a $5 return on ad spend. I was like, well, yeah, because like I already spent a ton of money getting people to come look at my product, and then they retargeted and got the sale. Like that's, but I'm not going to pour more into that. But if I was just reading the data, that's what I would do.
Totally. And guess what? AI, like agentic commerce, like people using ChatGPT and all the LLMs to do their browsing and discovery, that is going to make attribution even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one of the other things that we're working on for next year, actually it's towards the end of this year, we already stood up a working group on it, is in partnership with my colleague Caroline Giegrich, who leads all of our AI work at the IAB. We're working on a blueprint for what attribution looks like in an AI mediated shopping world. Because you have signal loss happening right now, right? Because everyone has their own contractual agreements with the ChatGPTs and Geminis and all those folks of the world. Some are getting data, some are not. And those signals that are now living in those LLMs, those are all signals that attribution lives on. And without them, attribution was imperfect, to Scott's point before. Attribution was imperfect before. It's even more imperfect in an AI world.
But this is so fascinating because the irony here, right? I mean, we all know that at some point all of this will be polluted with ads, right? All of our favorite, chit chatty and Jean-Claude, as you call it, Bailey, which I love.
Jeremy and I've been calling him JC lately, and then putting like praying hands next to it. It's great. But that's how they're going to add revenue to those channels, because right now, free ChatGPT, free Claude, whatever, like where's their revenue stream? So they're just compiling shit tons of data, and then they're going to turn around and say, hey, we have data. Do you want to buy it?
But then it gets back to the attribution. Now, I know we at the Mighty Quickfire, we track, so Google and G4 and the new one, we actually track LLM traffic coming into the website of our clients, and it's teeny tiny, and it's not, it's sparse.
It's so small. Yeah.
But again, those attribution links, those tags, those APIs, whatever you want to call them, we all look at them just like, really? Is that, do we really? To your point, Collin, is like, we just trust stuff, which is funny because the whole point of digital is that you can actually have a tracking system versus putting a billboard up.
Yeah, I really think that AI might be this forcing function to really reevaluate the sort of norms that have existed in our industry for a long time around things like attribution. And I'm not saying that we're going to go back to the days of like, traditional measurement of advertising, but there are actually probably some foundational pillars with the way that all that was measured that we probably really need to reintroduce. And at the end of the day, like, I hate to say this because it makes it seem like we're giving a pass to publishers or platforms, but the job of a marketer is to use signals that informs your gut decision.
Yeah.
Because marketing at the end of the day is a gut. It is a gut decision maker. You have to sort of trust that what you're seeing is giving you signals that we're in the right direction or we're not in the right direction, and we need to pivot.
It's all directional. Exactly. It's not just like a bullseye or shooting silver bullet.
As long as we're name dropping a great friend of the program, Megan Caroon and Claire Data. So she's taking the academic view of this to say these attribution things, we can't trust them verbatim. We can't look at this. We need to look at this holistically from an academic level of what's going on in the store and the more omni-channel. So I tease attribution of attribute bullshit, but I also have been talked to, and we've had people on this show. There's a lot of really smart people trying to fix that. They're trying to make it so it's actually more accurate.
And Megan's doing a great job of that. But I think that we are a ways off from perfecting that model. And in the interim, when you're a brand who's struggling to figure out how do we continue to grow and how do I justify the investment of, my marketing budget, the current state is use what you have, but you can't just totally rest on your laurels based on that data. Like you have to be sort of the strategic brain behind it all.
Yes. And as I like to say, CFOs run the world, and that's what the measurement that you provide from various places, and it's imperfect, is what gets you the dollar bills.
And telling the story, like not only being a good marketer externally, but being a good marketer internally, and telling a good story of like, here's the way in which we look at measurement. Here's how we make sure that we're justifying the spend, but also showing, hey, we're actually growing the business as well.
That's a huge part, is to show. I mean, that's the biggest, outside of AI, what I'm always hearing is incremental return on ad spend. I mean, my God,
ROAS. There's no way to, I mean, are you actually measuring that? Does anybody measure ROAS?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
They all do.
I
And
know.
it all, again, back to the disclosure standards, it's all talk about something that's done in a heavily variable way. They're all using different methodologies to measure that incremental ROAS.
Right.
Without the clarity of how it's being measured, because then that gives you even less transparency as a brand, because, well, if someone's using a match market versus synthetic control versus just a Bayesian MMM style model, those are all different approaches that you need to sort of factor into, again, your gut, right?
Yeah.
So that way, like, okay, like I can trust this because I trust these kinds of models. These tend to work really well given our unique, sort of KPIs and who we are as a brand. I'm going to trust this a little bit less because maybe that doesn't really make sense, or maybe they're trying to do match markets inside of a physical retail store, and that's really hard to do, right? That's why we want this level of transparency to better inform the brands.
And consistency across the platforms too. Some of them measure last click attribution, some of them don't. How do we get that story to tell if it's not all the same?
Well, again, we all live in big Amazon world, and multi-touch, right? Unified reporting, unified advertising, and multi-touch. And then you click on the thing. What is multi-touch? Well, it's very specific to different ad types that only contribute to the multi-touch. I mean, could you be more confusing? That's all I have to say. Could you be more cryptic and more confusing? But what's not confusing? Tell us, as we wrap it up, how people can find you, number one, other big things that the IAB is doing that you want to just shout to them from the rooftops.
Yeah, IAB.com. It's where all of our standards and guidance are housed. The other big thing that we're going to be looking at later this year is sort of this intersection between commerce and creator. There's a lot of sort of rumblings, especially coming out of Cannes, of how creators can better be woven into what's being done within retail media. It's like last year was the year of retail media and CTV. This year seems to be the year of retail media and creators. And it's because of these mutual beneficial qualities, I think, that come out, right? Because creators, hugely helpful when it comes to being able to get your brand discovered, recommended.
Yeah.
But they face a big measurement challenge, right? Of being able to actually tie it back to sale. That's where the retailer can come into play. And it also gives the retailer a potential extension of their campaigns and their offerings, right? Like, let us help you work with a set of, creators.
It's so interesting because retailers want to become brands and brands want to become retailers. And this is another example of them melting together. And the retailers are going to figure out that it's really complicated, the creator world. It's expensive. It ain't that easy.
It's not easy, but you got to play in it.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
And that's exactly, so we're going to try and delineate, like, what are the right ways of working between retailers and creators because of that complexity. Like, what I don't want to see is like retailers now becoming an agency, You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't think that's a right approach for them. And
That's
then
a
you
whole
also have to
nother-
figure out, yeah, like, and retailers are already working with creators for themselves too, right? So like,
Yep.
how do you sort of, is this like now a co-op kind of model, right? So we're going to try and figure that out a little bit.
All right. Collin Colburn. I mean, I could go on because retail collaborations is something that is come on. It's been around forever and been very successful. Look at Target and their private label. Look at every retail in the world, all their collaborations with big celebrities, but and creators, if you want to call them that. We have a game show that we need you to play, Collin. We need you to play. Summer's back. I thank God Summer's here because I'm god awful at this game. When we come back, what's that keyword? The game show's sweeping the globe.
Hi, I'm Lisa Copeland, and I am VP and GM at AI Enterprise Solution at RapidCanvas.ai, and you are listening to Always Off Brand.
Finally, a game show nerdier than an Excel V lookup. It's time for What's That Keyword? Here's your host, Haley on the news.
Oh, man. All right, Collin. You're new here. I'm going to lay down the rules.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
I think you're going to be ready. You're going to be great. Okay?
bet
You're
you
in
could-
retail
I bet
media.
you-
You got this.
You crushed this.
I am going to give you a product that is sold on Amazon.com. And you have to guess the keyword or the keyword phrase that somebody typed in to purchase this product. Okay? Think outside the box a little bit here. There's your clue. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Your first product is an above ground swimming pool. This is like the Mac Daddy above ground steel frame, 3.5 feet deep, above ground swimming pool.
You can buy this on Amazon?
You can.
You buy cars on Amazon.
I know. I'm constantly blown away by that.
It's a $1,400 product. Above ground swimming pool. Come on, what'd they type in?
Adult size kiddie pool.
Oh.
Interesting. Scott, Summer?
Dunk tank. Large dunk tank.
I was in a dunk tank once at this church festival. I'll tell you later.
Oh, God. Hot as hell. I don't know. I'm
Scott, no. Scott, make a real
Pick
one.
a real one.
Okay,
Scott.
okay. Summer pool party.
Hey, no. Well, we didn't have a winner on that one. I was looking for biggest backyard pool. Biggest
That's not out of the box.
backyard.
That's too literal. Summer, I'm ashamed that you didn't get that.
She said out of the box.
It's not my job to get you to win.
You gave us a clue. That wasn't a clue.
I
right,
also
next.
would never show you my poker hand.
Next.
All right. Your next product is the Aura Smart Ring.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you guys have one? Anybody have one?
No, I don't have.
No.
I don't have the watch. I don't want anything telling me.
Nope.
I don't need more.
I'm convinced these things give people more anxiety than anything, but
You're probably not wrong. Yeah.
My husband
'Cause
every morning has to show me. Yeah, has to show me. Look at how bad I slept last night. I was like, every day, like all the. I don't.
yeah, it's not. I don't think it's good for us at the end of the day.
No. Same. Aura Smart Ring. What do we got?
Heart rate tracker.
He's going.
No.
Now he's going literal. What's the pedometer?
A pedometer.
No.
Oh, like the thing that
Pedometer.
captures your
Step
steps.
tracker.
Got it.
Okay,
Got it.
clearly
Got
that wasn't it.
You are rusty.
Doesn't it count your step too?
I think. I don't know. I don't think the Aura Ring does.
Oh, see, I don't have one.
I don't
have
know.
either.
Uh,
Okay, wait.
Hold on.
Wedding
Here's my-
ring. Wedding ring.
I was thinking wedding ring.
Engagement ring.
You proposed to
I will be terrible as usual. Put a ring on it.
No, I was looking for finger tracker.
Finger tracker.
Tracker. Close with pedometer.
You were
Oh,
not
so
but
close. You were so
Um,
close. Good Lord.
All right. Well, that was handfuls of fun. We'll be right back with the news.
There's an attribution problem with that guy.
Hi, this is Tom Lemongello from the Middleman Podcast, and you're listening to the Always Off Brand Show.
Well, that's all been fun and games, but it's that time, the time America has been waiting for. It's time for the news.
I'm so glad that Collin stuck around because I feel like this article is right up your alley. Maybe I did a little research and stalking on you. You never know. But the FTC is coming after AI. Hello. Like, I think this is going to be one of many as we experience the evolution of AI and the shopper journey. But it's not just a tech story. How are retailers managing this? So the FTC released a proposed policy statement recently saying that AI companies can be engaged in deceptive practices, manipulating AI outputs in a way that consumers wouldn't expect. Well, no kidding. Like, we don't have media inventory right now within these LLMs, do we? Like,
yeah, we do.
Not that I know of.
We do a little bit. Chat is opened up. OpenAI
has it? Okay, so
bit,
see,
yeah.
I'm not in the media spaces, but you know, they go to the average consumer is going to hop onto ChatGPT. Why are you laughing at me, Summer?
Go on.
Anyways,
Are we still on the Oura Ring problem?
No. I don't have only finger ring I have.
Okay, back to the news.
so we're talking about AI shopping assistants, product recommendations, e-com searches, locations. Like if they're searching for, hey, I need a tech store near me, Best Buy is probably going to show up versus a local shop. So
Right.
How do we feel about this? I obviously wasn't very educated on the LLMs opening up for retail media, but tell me about it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we're deferring to you, Collin.
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
It's a trade-off, right? Because like they should be able to do that for the media side, like the advertising side of things. But it's a kind of a slippery slope to, I think, why you have your reaction, which I share. The one thing I'll tell you though that really concerns me is like I don't think, because of the way that our government is very much set up in terms of like we're just not very like technology forward. We don't tend to be very, I mean, most governments, you don't want to be too proactive because you don't want to be, frankly, you don't want to be Europe. But you also don't want to be too reactive, as we've kind of been with some of our historical recent things.
Don't
like
you feel
social.
like we've had to be reactive in some scenarios?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, we've been reactive because Europe has taken the first step, and a lot of the global companies have had to adapt to
and react
regulations and react to what Europe has done. I think there's reasonability in the Europe thing, but we don't like middle doesn't work here. The middle and reason doesn't work here. You either have to, go crazy or what have, because we're capitalistic, right? That's our
and I think what I'm trying to say is like getting that balance right is really freaking hard here.
Yeah.
In the AI space. And it's simply because of the speed. Like I know we keep talking about this, but like the speed with which it changes, I don't think there's any legislation standards. Like you go down the list, I don't think there's anything that's going to be able to adequately keep up with the changes.
Yeah. And where this regulatory question is coming in is AI recommending product A over product B because they're objectively better, because it pays more in advertising, because someone programmed it that way?
Yes. And just like anywhere you go and type. Yes.
You're getting into the question of like, is then AI, are these LLMs, are they a publisher? Are they not?
Yes.
They are what they are, but they never promised to be to uphold some sort of belief system where they're going to always do the right thing. Why would they offer this all for free?
We need. Don't you guys think we need Summer at a congressional hearing and just put Summer up there? And
I think so.
I think
shake things up.
Absolutely, she would just give it to him straight.
What brands who have SEO, right? Where or organic searches on Google, people spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to have their site be SEO optimized.
Yes.
So that way Google would choose them. It's the same damn thing. I don't understand why they think this has to be some less of a sin of a search result. It's the same damn thing.
Well, I think the other interesting part, the hope, this is a personal issue for me, not an issue. It's my AI promise is like, I think it's actually might has a chance to get personalization right, which is a conflict for privacy and exactly what this legislation in the FTC is, because, I want to be served. I want Chitty Chat to know me. I mean, 70% of people are using this for therapy, for crying in the night.
Well, here's the thing. If new brands want to get to me, then put your ads on Netflix, put your ads on Peacock, put your ads on billboards, put your ads on audio.
Not on a movie theater.
Not in a movie theater, though.
That I will never be a consumer of yours if you put an ad in a movie theater.
Yeah.
But speaking of movies,
the poor advertiser that goes after Summer gets all the right sequencing of messaging, and then she ends up in the movie theater one day, and they just mistakenly
cut off. No, but like putting your, if you're a hard goods, putting your product in movies. Look at what IV did with that hockey TV show. It blew, that was huge. Like, get creative. You cannot, if you're a new brand, you cannot rely on your ads, because as Scott's saying, it's getting so personal. It is very hard to show up. Amazon just announced this new program they're doing where it's like reorder and save. And you only get served it if you ever placed an order on this product. So good luck to, a new brand that's coming, a new water bottle brand, because Amazon's not going to offer me to reorder it because I've never ordered it before. So you're going to have to get to me in a different way. So use influencers. Collin was talking about influencers earlier. I can't, if I'm following an influencer, I can't control what products she's advertising to me. The algorithm's not going to be like, oh, we're not going to show this person you're choosing to follow and interacting with because now she's promoting some product we don't think you're going to like.
So one thing on that, there was research that recently came out. I forget who it was from. I'll have to go back and look, but showing that LLMs are increasingly featuring creators that were featured in publishers. So if an LLM sort of knows that you have affinities for certain types of things or categories, it'll actually it's more likely to serve you. Oh, this creator was featured talking about, hydration necessities and stuff like that. And it's both a benefit to the creator because it features them in the LLM, when historically, thinking about an LLM, how would you feature that? And it actually helps the publisher too, who's featuring these creators, because it refers the traffic back to them.
So basically, nothing's going to change. What you just described is what we have now.
It's a more advanced conversational search. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And so the FTC's claim, and I'm not supporting them or any other, but it says that companies shouldn't secretly influence what AI tells you while claiming that it's neutral. And so the claiming that it's neutral phrase kind of caught me, because Amazon is claiming to be neutral. I don't know. Is ChatGPT claiming to be a neutral space? Is Claude?
How are we defining neutral?
Yeah. Right. Great question.
How are we? Yeah.
I don't know. But that's what the FTC is saying. So
leave it to us to ask about definitions, because
right.
That's what you do.
Oh my goodness.
But that's what these models do, is they search the internet to give you the best results, right? So if there's nothing written about Winston-Salem and I'm trying to figure out my road trip through there, it's going to pick the one thing it can find.
Cool. I'll give you some places to stop. It's fine.
We need it. We need to.
Just ask Haley.
Make sure the Bougeliers are well taken care of through Winston-Salem.
For sure. All right. Well, we'll just have to see what comes of it. You're right. I think it's very reactive. I think nothing's going to come of it, but it's just more chatter in this AI world that we live in. All right. That was a lot of fun. Collin, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be right back with Summer's absolute, hands down, favorite part. Folks, it's the wrap up.
Hi, I'm Adilsa, founder of Bueno & Co., and you're listening to Always Off Brand.
Listen, Collin he's at the front lines for us, which I love. That is so cool to have impact and influence on making this whole advertising world more cohesive, following stricter laws. Like I love what his group at AIB is bringing to our industry. It's incredible. And we should all be so grateful to have them.
Yes. The IAB.
Did I say it wrong?
You said AIB, which I say all the time. Anyway.
Oh, no. Thank you. IAB.
No big deal. I have been a fan of theirs because, again, he does. Imagine he sees right. He is at the top of the hill watching them all do all this stuff.
Fumble. He's watching them all fumble.
I just
Downhill,
feel like once again, Collin is just our people. Like Collin is just, he's gonna, I have a feeling we're gonna hear and see Collin many more times here on the old podcast.
I think one of my favorite things he said was like, we all have this false sense of precision.
Yes.
And, I consistently have to fight, like, I want more money, and here's why I want more money. And you're showing data. And like, I do have to like start checking myself because you stand on that. But at the end of the day, we don't have anything else to like argue with it. So this is what you have to go with. But I love if there is a, what's it called? A global view of how things are measured, and having more transparency behind that, I think would be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should all work towards next year getting the Always Off Brand show over to France for Cannes. That would be amazing. We would just tear that town up, the three of us.
Let's do it.
Well, you know what? There'd be a ton of people we know over there because why?
People matter.
That's right. And you're listening to Always Brand. Please subscribe. Please watch on YouTube. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
Every time. It's like shock. It's like
I was waiting on the summer.
She said her goodbye, then I say the bye-bye, then you go the toodaloo, and then it's over. That's what we do.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.